Good morning friends. Taking forward my previous video on how to fill up form 10A for renewal of your registrations under section 12AA or 12A or 1023C and ATG or taking fresh registration under the new provisions, today I will cover the rest 5 sections of the form. As I said earlier, the form has been divided into 6 sections covering 21 points, out of which the first section, that is the incorporation or constitution details, have already been discussed in our earlier video. So today I shall cover the rest of the sections, that is other registration details, details of the key persons, details of assets and liabilities, income details and religious activities details. So coming to the second section of form 10A, that is the other registration details, in this section one needs to fill the complete details of all other statutory registrations taken by the organization. The relevant law under which it is registered can be selected from the drop down list, where specifically FCRA, Darpan registration and few sections of Income Tax Act has already been listed, and then go on to provide the details of all the registrations applicable, such as the registration number, the date of registration, the authority granting such registration and the date from which such registration was effective. In this section, you also need to provide an answer in yes or no for the 2 specific questions mentioned in point number 8A and 8B related to any rejection of the application in past and regarding the claim of exemption under section 1021 of the Income Tax Act. I repeat, in this section you also need to provide an answer in yes or no for 2 of the specific questions mentioned in point number 8A and 8B, which is related to the rejection of the application in the past and regarding the claim of exemption under section 1021 of the Income Tax Act. Then comes the third section of the form 10A, which is the details of the key persons. The details of all the trustees or members or directors need to be provided who are there on the board as on the date of application. Please remember, the details of all the trustees, governing board members or the directors have to be provided which are available on the date of application. Following details for those key persons are required to be filled. First, the name of the person. Second, relation. Now what is relation? The designation held in the organization by such person needs to be selected here from the drop down list. Then comes the ID code. The ID code is to be selected from the drop down list on the basis of the document number you wish to provide as an identity or address proof for such key person. The documents listed are Aadhaar card, PAN card, voter ID card, ration card, passport and the taxpayer identification number for the NRIs. Then you have to fill the unique identification number of the document whose code has been selected in the earlier column. At last, the complete address of such key person, the mobile number and the email ID has to be filled. The fourth section, which contains the details of assets and liabilities of the organization, seems to start with an auto-populated row. If the organization has filed its return of income for the last assessment year for which the due date has already expired, yes gets auto-populated. However, the further details of assets and liabilities which are mentioned in point number 11 to 19 is not required to be filled in case of application for renewal of registrations. I repeat, if the organization has filed its return of income for the last assessment year for which the due date has already expired, yes gets auto-populated. However, the further details as mentioned in point number 11 to 19 of Form 10A related to the assets and liabilities is not required to be filled in case of application for renewal of registrations. It is evident from the fact that this section becomes inactive. I repeat, the section becomes inactive once the section code related to renewal is selected in point number 2. It becomes active and is thus required to be filled only in case of new organizations applying for fresh registrations. It becomes active and is thus required to be filled only in case of new organizations applying for fresh registrations. Moving to the second last section of the form, income details. Similar to the details of assets and liabilities, this section is also required to be filled only in case of application for fresh registrations under the relevant sections, whether it is 12AB or 80G or 1023C. This section too becomes inactive in case of application for renewal of registrations. Finally, coming to the last section of Form 10A, religious activities details. If you remember, I told you in my earlier video, I will come later to this point. Now, this is very interesting. First, we need to understand why at all these details are asked in the form. As per the provisions laid down in section 80G subsection 5B, I repeat, as per the provisions laid down in section 80G subsection 5B, it is very clear that if an organization incurs any expenditure which is of religious nature and it exceeds 5% of the total income for that year, such organization shall be ineligible for registration under section 80G. I repeat again, as per the provisions laid down in section 80G subsection 5, it is clear that if an organization incurs any expenditure which is religious in nature and it exceeds 5% of the total income for that year, such organization shall be ineligible for registration under section 80G. Accordingly, while filling up Form 10A, the last section, which is religious activities details, becomes active only and only in case of new organizations applying for fresh registrations under section 80G. Becomes active only and only in case of new organizations applying for fresh registrations under section 80G. It shall not become active in case of registrations under section 12A or 1023C, whether it is a renewal registration or a fresh registration. So it shall become active only and only in case of those organizations who are applying for fresh registrations under section 80G. Even in case of renewal of 80G registration, this section remains inactive as it is evident that the organizations who are already registered under section 80G must have passed this test of spending less than 5% at the time of seeking the original registration. So this was all about filling up of Form 10A completely. I hope I have been able to develop more clarity in the registration and re-registration process as mandated by the CBDT notification and Budget 2020 under the relevant sections of the Income Tax Act. For further details, keep tuned to our channel, and for any queries you can comment below or email to us. Thank you.